You just saw Vladimir Putin off. The entire world was tracking what's going on between Delhi and Moscow. To those watching in Europe, to those watching in DC, what was the message the Modi government was sending?
First of all, Rahul, let me say what a pleasure it is to be at the HT Summit. Of course, it's it's particularly tough when you're featured after Hugh Grant. But fortunately, foreign policy is more exciting than any movie currently. So coming to President Putin, I don't think it's just a question of what do you say to those capitals. I think most important, what is it you say in Delhi and Moscow? And why I say that is, there are two aspects to it. For a country like us, a big country rising, expected to occupy a more important place, even more important place, it's very crucial that our key relationships are all in good repair, that we optimize our position, that we maintain as good cooperation as possible with as many important players, and in fact, as many players as possible. And that we have that freedom of choice. That, in many ways, is what, in a nutshell, foreign policy is about. And there, I think, if you look at India, Russia, the world has seen a lot of ups and downs in the last 70, 80 years. I've said this before and I'll say it again. India-Russia has actually been among the steadiest big relationships, big power or big country relationships in the world. I mean, even Russia's own relationship with China or US or Europe has had its ups and downs. Our relationships with, many of these countries have had it so. But one, where Russia is concerned, and I think you can see that also in popular sentiment. There is a feeling in the streets about Russia, which is noteworthy. The second is on the relationship itself. In any relationship, it's natural that some aspects of it develop and some kind of don't keep up. If you take the United States, for example, in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, our economic relationship developed. But there was virtually no defense relationship till after the nuclear deal. In the case of Russia, similarly with Europe, if you look at Europe, we have a very substantive relationship with many European countries, but not necessarily extending to the defense and security sphere. In the case of Russia, what had happened for a variety of reasons, I think they visualized the West and China as their primary economic partners. We visualized perhaps the same. So the economic side of the relationship had somehow not kept pace. And you can see that in the numbers. So this visit, in many ways, was about reimagining the relationship. It was about building, dimensions and facets which it lacked or didn't have in enough measure. So if I were to pick 2 or 3 big takeaways, for me, the mobility agreement, where Indians would now much more seamlessly find work opportunities in Russia was one big outcome. An understanding on a joint venture on fertilizers. We are the world's second biggest fertilizer importer after Brazil. And it's a huge, it's a recurring issue that we have. And also because the fertilizer sources have been very unstable. They've turned on and turned off the tap. So we had an agreement to create an important, substantial joint venture on fertilizer. In a way, you can say it's food security. And overall, there was a considerable focus on how to bring up the relationship. And actually, President Putin came with a very large business delegation, literally numbering multiple hundreds. So that made it a very different visit.